In this lesson, you'll learn how to divide a polynomial by a binomial. Now, it may be a while since some of you have done long division, so let's just refresh. 3 times 12 is 36, and we can subtract. And we get 96, and I can do 12 times 8 is 96. That was handy. And bring down my 7. 12 won't go into 7, so I have a remainder of 7, so I'm going to call that n 7/12. Okay, we use the same process when we do long division by a binomial. Okay, we could do example 3 the same way we did in lesson 12.4 and factor. So I need to come up with factors of -6 that give me a sum of +5. So that would be 6 and -1. So then the greatest common factor of the first two terms is 2r. And I have r plus 3. And if I take out a -1, I'm going to have r plus 3 again. So the numerator factors to 2r minus 1 times r plus 3. And the r plus 3's will cancel out. So I get 2r minus 1. By the way, we did it in lesson 12.4. I think this one actually would be easier to do long division. So when we do long division, the question we always ask is, what do I need to take r times to get 2r squared? And of course, it's 2r. Then we're going to multiply 2r times r is 2r squared, and 2r times 3 is 6r. And we subtract, just like we did with the long division. And we have -1r minus 3. Then we ask ourselves, what do I need to take r times to get -1r? Of course, the answer is -1. So -1 times r is -1r. And -1 times 3 is -3. And we get no remainder, so our answer is 2r minus 1. Now, in example 4, I cannot come up with factors of -15 to give me a sum of +7. So my only option is to do long division. And again, we're asking ourselves, what do I need to take x times to get x squared? X. So x times x is x squared. And x times -2 is -2x. And we subtract. So remember, when we do 7 minus -2, minus negative is the same as a plus, we're going to get 9x. And of course, I skipped the fact that x squared minus x squared is 0. And then we bring down our next term just like we did with numbers, and we're going to multiply. And we ask ourselves again, what do I need to take x times to get 9x? And of course the answer is 9. So we're going to multiply 9 times x and 9 times -2. Oh no, they're not the same this time. When I subtract, -15 minus -18 is the same as +18. I get a remainder of 3. So my answer is going to be x plus 9 plus 3 over x minus 2. Now with example 3, we could have easily taken our divisor and our quotient and multiplied them together and got our original answer. This time, if we wanted to do a check step, we'd have to multiply and then add. Just quickly foiling this out, I've got x squared plus 9x minus 2x minus 18 plus 3, and I get x squared plus 7x minus 15, which is what I started with, so that's a good check. If they give you a dividend like a cubed plus 8a minus 21, there is no a squared term. In such situations, you must rename the dividend using 0 as the coefficient of the missing terms. Now, frankly, I don't often do the check steps because I give you questions that are odds. You can get them from the back of the book, but it's good to see how it could be done. Okay, I started writing this problem out, and I noticed, Houston, we have a problem. Normally, we write these out in descending order of the variable. X cubed, I have no x squared. So I need to put a space holder there, just like we'd have 5,280 would have a 0 in the units place. And if you forget that step, it really messes things up once you get going. Okay, again, we're asking ourselves, what do I need to take x times to get x cubed? X squared. So I'm going to have x cubed minus 5x squared, and we subtract. The x cubes cancel out, of course. Minus negative is a positive, and bring down the next term. What do I need to take x times to get 5x squared? 5x. So when I distribute that out, I'm going to have 5x squared minus 25x, and we subtract. Minus negative is a plus, so 34 plus 25, negative. It's going to give us negative 9x, bring down the last term. And again, we ask ourselves, what do I need to take x times to get negative 9x? Why negative 9? And negative 9 times x is negative 9x. Negative 9 times negative 5 is positive 45. And we have no remainder. So in a happy situation like that, when the remainder in a division problem is 0, the divisor is a factor of the dividend. To divide a polynomial by a monomial, divide each term of the polynomial by the monomial, and divide a polynomial by a binomial, use long division.